Dibble up, right? But before we bring Dr. Dibble up to introduce Brian, I want to bring another great educator to the podium. The Dean of our School of Management and the forerunner of the Centers of Excellence, Dr. Jess Toronto.
Thank you, Joe, and welcome, Brian. And I want to thank everyone for being here tonight and joining us in celebration. As the Dean of the School of Management, I previously built entities in schools that are creative or innovative, and one of the entities that we built elsewhere and are creating here are these so-called Centers of Excellence, which really speak to the school's ability to build upon rich competencies that it has in meeting the needs of the community and its stakeholders, by providing the types of services that many of you would like to have, not only for yourselves, but for your children, the people that you work with, and other members of the community. And when I came here, having built a few Centers of Excellence elsewhere as entities, one of the things I wanted to share with the NYIT community was establishing so-called Centers of Excellence in a model that we would believe helps to build upon the school's infrastructure and providing the types of meaningful services to community and stakeholders that are so important to the welfare of the school and its engaged partners. So when I came, we established certain areas where we thought we had faculty qualifications and support to build centers, and one of those, of course, was in human resources management. Other areas where we thought we could build centers of excellence involved the Center for International Business Study, and I'm happy to note that the director of that center, Dr. Scott, who is here tonight. We developed a Center for Risk Management, a global center for hospitality management, and we thought that we would identify the types of things that centers do well when we met the directors of the center, and of course I had the pleasure at that time also of being Dr. Richard Dibble, who's director of the Center for Human Resources. So as I started presenting the types of things that centers do, what I wanted them to do, it started becoming a bit humorous because I would talk to the directors of the centers and say that centers, of course, should support academic excellence. They should be providing curriculum and supporting the development and maintenance of courses that attend to the needs of the students who are going to get jobs in their areas of interest. And of course, then I asked all the different centers directors what they did. And of course, Dick said, well, we're doing this already. And I said, that's very impressive because Dick already had a whole program in human resources study. But of course, that wasn't enough because Dick had a very successful master's program as well. So then we rolled out a new program that we thought the center should work on. It's a program that we believe is very important to the school called the Professional Enrichment Program, namely a program which has a little flashy brochure here, where essentially we asked all the center directors if they could identify workshops and seminars delivered by professionals and alumni like yourself and business and industry leaders that would attend to emerging issues in various disciplines that their centers were overseeing in terms of supporting students and learning the types of things they wouldn't get otherwise in the curriculum. So they said, well, this is an interesting idea, let me see what I can do. So we've run it now for 3 semesters, and I was very impressed that right from the get-go, I looked at the brochure, and there's Dick's name with his center sponsoring 9 different activities in one semester, 7 activities in another semester, and about 11 activities in this semester, where he even got a co-sponsor from SHRM to work with him. So it was another area where many of the center directors said, this is new, I'll try, whereas Dick, of course, said, this is new, I won't only try, I'll set the pace for establishing benchmarks of excellence. So then we said to the center directors, well, centers really should also promote experiential education. And you know where I'm going with this, because immediately Dick said, well, we have plenty of opportunities for students to get engaged in the community, work with our partners, do internships, practica, real-world life-world experiences, serving the needs of the community. I said, okay, you don't have to go any further, I believe you. And I said, well, the fourth thing that centers do is they provide professional services. And this is always a very challenging thing for centers to do, because we ask them to really identify the needs of the community, the needs of the agencies in the area, try to establish different types of professional services, whether they're pro bono services, or community services, or fee services, or certifications. I asked them each to do that. And I looked at Dick, and of course, he had about 50 brochures already of all the different professional services and recertifications he was developing and delivering already. And then I said, well, there should be research capacities in the centers as well. And of course, I said, of course, you're doing this too, Dick, right? He said, yes. And his faculty were already producing scholarship as well. So once we had identified the 5 things that centers should be doing, it was clear to me as the dean that Dick and his staff and faculty through his Center of Excellence were serving as an exemplar what centers really are, not only at NYIC, but at other institutions that I've been to, and some very fine institutions, including the Wharton School, where I got my PhD. So I'm quite honored to be Dick's dean. I'm quite honored to be here tonight, and I'm quite honored to know that I've had the pleasure of working with an esteemed colleague who has such a track record of success as Dick Dibble. And really, the one reason I had asked Joe if I could speak at the podium tonight was because I'm so honored to be able to be a part of what Dick's done and continues to do. Thank you so much, Dick, for your hard work, and I appreciate everything you've done for the school. So without further ado, I'd like to ask Dick to take the floor. Thank you, Dick.
Thank you, Jess. And I know